Hello everyone, once again welcome back to our class. So even today, as per our lesson plan, we are going to discuss GDP and welfare from page number 45, okay? Okay, so to begin with, when we say GDP, we also mean production of goods and services, and it is also considered as an index of welfare, okay? And when we say welfare, we means a sense of well-being among the people or a state of comfort, peace, happiness, etc. That means how far our life is improving, what are the changes or development taking place in our life, okay? So now we will assume that if there is an increase in production of goods and services in our country, then we know that there will be more goods and services available to us, right? And when more goods and services are available to us, then people will have a better or higher level of standard of living. And when people have better or higher level of standard of living, then there will be rise or increase in economic welfare, okay? That means our welfare will increase, because when we say economic welfare, refers to those welfare which are affected by economic factors like national income and consumption, which are expressed in money terms, okay? I repeat again, when we say GDP, we also mean production of goods and services, and it is also used to measure our welfare. Now, when we say welfare, we means a sense of well-being among the people. That means how far our life is improving, what are the changes or development taking place in our life. So we assume that if there is an increase in the production of goods and services in our country, then the outcome will be more goods and services will be available to the people, right? And when more goods and services are available to the people, then we will have a better living. And when we have a better living, then our welfare will increase. But here the question is, does increase in GDP, does increase in production of goods and services increase our welfare? What are those limitations that we will discuss now? Okay, point number one is distribution of GDP. Distribution of GDP means distribution of goods and services in our country, okay? Now, we have seen that every year, every now and then, our country are producing more goods and services. And not only that, our country are launching every schemes now and then for the welfare of the people, for everyone. But we have seen that there's unequal distribution of goods and services in our country. The rich are becoming richer and the poor are becoming poorer. So now we can say that if there's unequal distribution of goods and services among us in our country, then GDP is not a correct measure of welfare, okay? That is point number one. Point number two is non-monetary exchanges or transactions. When we say non-monetary exchanges, it refers to those goods and services which are produced but not exchanged through money. I repeat again, when we say non-monetary exchanges, it refers to those goods and services produced but not exchanged through money. Now you see, there are many goods and services produced by us out of love or affection. There are many goods and services which are contributed by us towards our welfare, but those are never or not counted in GDP. Say, for example, services of a housewife. You know what is a housewife, what is the role of housewife, what she do, you know everything. But do you think that the services contributed by a housewife is included or counted in GDP? No, right? Therefore, we can say that GDP is not a correct measure of our welfare, okay? Number three is externalities. Now, what is externalities? Externalities refers to benefits or harms which a firm or individual causes to others, but for which they are not paid or penalized. Externalities are further classified into positive and negative externalities. When we say positive externalities, it means when your actions or activities or your behavior is benefiting to others or it's good for others, that is positive externalities, okay? Say, for example, you are a very good boy or you are a very good girl, you love cleaning your house, you love helping others, you love cleaning the environment that is surround you, but do you think that the services contributed by you will be counted or included in GDP? No, right? That is positive externalities. And when we say negative externalities means when your activities, your actions, or your behavior is harmful or not good to others, then we call it as negative externalities, okay? Say, for example, you sleep late night, you play music whole night disturbing others. But do you think that you will be penalized or punished for that? No, right? Therefore, we can say that GDP is not a correct measure of welfare because we do not include such things under GDP, okay? Next is composition of GDP. Composition of GDP means when we increase our production of goods and services only for destruction purpose. Say, for example, if our country decided to produce more weapons like tanks, guns, etc., then do you think that those are for good purpose? No, right? Those are for for wars, to kill others, to be very simple. Therefore, if our country or if any country or economy produce more goods and services only for destruction purpose or which are not good for others, then we can say that GDP is not a correct measure of welfare. Okay. And lastly, rate of population growth. When we say rate of population growth means if the rate of population growth is more than per availability of goods and services, then what will happen? Then the welfare of those people will decrease, isn't it? Say for example, in the year 2019 to 20, India produced only 500 goods. But in that particular year, the rate of population growth in India has increased from 500 to 1000. Then what will happen? Those 500 will be left out without any goods and services available for them, which means their welfare will decrease, right? So therefore, when the rate of population growth is more than goods and services available in our country, then GDP will not be a correct measure of our welfare. Okay, so it's quite simple. You go through again, and if there's any doubt, you ask me. Okay, thank you.